3 months later, after a ton of building, an editing crash out, another editing crash out, then a new PC, I bring you part 3. When we last left off, we had just finished these silos and the sphere in the middle, but since then, we've made a lot of progress. I won't spoil too much yet, since I still want to walk through the process since my last video, but know that it's going to be a ton of work to go through. When I began on the main hangar, I decided to use easy place the process much faster, especially with the sheer amount of space I had to cover, something that hadn't bothered me as much before. From this point on, easy place becomes used far more often, which certainly sped up the process, especially with the slabs, which I'll go more into soon. With the central hangar done, I started working on some of the inner hallways, this set leading to the turrets, as well as the many stacks of barracks tucked into the base of the bridges. To say I almost got burned out on these would be an understatement. The sheer repetition of floor after floor was insanely demoralizing. I had to do it again, and again, and again, and then again, 11 times with not even a little variation in the floors. Once it was done though, the burnout waned and I began grinding the much more exciting sidewalls. Upon finishing these walls on both sides, I sectioned out the straight area of the bow of the ship, going in a full circle around the ship to finally finish the walls. With the walls done, I picked up on Lucas's work and began grinding out the final hangar, a process that, while long, was really easy, requiring only stone and stone bricks. At this point, it was impossible to put it off any longer. The slabs made their inevitable return for the top half of the Venator, only this time I had easy place, something that turned actual hours into only minutes. Seriously, the difference in speed was insane. With sectioning already taken care of with these indented spots, the full slab grind began. As I built the slabs, I also built the hangar doors on top, figuring doing it all together would be an easier process, and getting it all done at once ended up being rather motivating. With the starboard side done, I quickly did the opposite side. At this point, Tom had begun work on an updated design, which I plan to incorporate into this build. Said update including a change to the turrets, so I decided to move to the very back instead so I could wait for the updated schematic. The tail on the Venator is much thinner on the bottom than the top, so I had a lot of space to use to build the tail. Luckily, it was almost entirely stone and stone bricks, so the process was pretty easy, boring even. With the tail pretty much done, I moved to build slabs again, this time starting from the back and making my way up. After building the back ends of the slabbed areas, I decided to just finish the top sans the turrets, and I would adjust as needed once I got the updated schematic. With each layer of the body leading up to the bridges, it looked better and better, with my motivation possibly being the highest it's been this entire time. The exterior was almost done, and to think I was crazy enough to start this project in the first place. But here we are. With only a few sectioned areas to go, I made the section line, then bridged the tail end to the front of the main body, leaving me with just 4 sections of slabs to build. Then finally the iconic twin bridges. By now the slabs had worn on me so much that I had to take several breaks just to get through them. No matter how close I was, the repetition was eating my sanity like a toddler eats a Lego, faster than you'd expect. With the exterior done, all that's left now is to do the interior as well as the turrets below, which I'll be doing with the updated schematic that Thomas sent me. With the new editing program in use, my editing has improved, so hopefully I can get these videos out quicker. At this point, with how close I am, I'm going to be trying to finish this before the end of the year, so I'll be working fast. If you want to see what will likely be my final video on this project, please do consider subscribing, and check out the previous episodes if you haven't.